So Camden County, Georgia is having an issue paying for their public employees. So what they are now considering is hiring prison inmates to do firefighting. Okay, so what they're basically going to do is have nonviolent offenders who are in jail have the ability to work as firefighters, and they will not get paid for it at all, not a single cent. Okay, however, are they not merciful? After 5 years of their conviction date, if they choose to apply to be a firefighter, they can go ahead and do that. They can apply.
Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Look, there's 18 different problems here. First of all, firefighters are professionals. So you're going to have these guys rush into buildings who are just straight out of prison. I hope they train them a little bit. How much are they going to train them, right? And they're supposed to rescue people? I mean, talk about a bad idea. And what kind of an insult is this to all the firefighters?
It's like a huge insult.
Oh, like your job, anybody can do. We'll get some schleps out of the prison and we'll have them do it for free. And by the way, you know, that's a great way to save money. So we're not going to pay you guys anymore. Okay, so that we don't tax the rich an extra 1% or 2%, you know what? We'll endanger the lives of the people in the fires. The fires might spread to other parts of the city. And we'll, you know, basically tell the firefighters they're worthless and cut their job.
Right. This is really just an assault on public employees, okay? The counties and the cities don't have the funds necessary to pay public employees, so you see cuts in public employee jobs. For instance, in September alone, there were 34,000 public employee positions that were completely cut. Okay, so, and by the way, the firefighters who were interviewed for this story are livid about it because they're saying, look, we made a conscious decision to enter this type of field because we want to do good in society, okay? Why are we now going to have to basically keep an eye on inmates, right? That's basically what they're going to do. These inmates aren't going to have prison guards with them. These firefighters have to supervise them. Rather than focus on their own jobs, why are they going to supervise inmates? And they have to train the inmates as well.
Right. This is like the guys who get paid to train the guys who are going to outsource their jobs, who are going to take their jobs in other countries. It's an unbelievable insult, but there's a reason why they do this, right? So we've talked about ALEC before. It's an American Legislative Exchange Council. It's a collection of businesses that go and write laws like this, all right, to encourage governments to do these type of things. Now, one of the largest companies within that is the Corrections Corporation of America, which is the largest private prisons. So they set up a win-win for themselves. They encourage people to get more prisoners, the governments, etc. For example, they wrote the Arizona law against immigrants. So, because why? They want more prisoners so they get paid more, right?
Right. Imprison as many nonviolent offenders as you possibly can.
Exactly. Okay, then point number 2 is then turn around and use those prisoners for private companies. So, for example, they got chicken patties in one particular area were made by prisoners being paid 20 cents an hour. So that company, which is also part of ALEC, that private company goes, win for me. I don't have to pay you guys, so you can continue to be unemployed. I can get around the minimum wage laws. I pay them 20 cents an hour. That's a win for me. Point number 3, then you go and put them in public jobs like firefighters, etc. And then the rich have to pay less taxes. So it's a triple win for the rich and for the corporations. It's a horrible loss for us. And by the way, I can see what's next. Who needs teachers? Let's just take the guys out of prisons and make them your public school teachers. Everything will be fine. You think that's not coming? We've lost hundreds of thousands of teachers' jobs across the country. They're going to say, oh, you know, we just don't have the budget for it, and we have all these prisoners doing nothing. They were picking up garbage before. Let's just put them in there and have to teach the kids.
Well, if you don't have to pay them, it's a much better alternative, right?
That's what they're going to say. And by the way, you think it's crazy? Well, yesterday I would have thought it was crazy to have prisoners putting out fires when they don't know what the hell they're doing.
By the way, I did more research into this because I was curious to see if this type of policy has ever been implemented. And it turns out that in the 1940s, California started using inmates as firefighters. So they were out there putting out wildfires and such. And still, till this day, there are 4,000 firefighters in California that are inmates. They're prison inmates that are working as firefighters. So it isn't just happening in Georgia. It has already happened in California. I can see this quickly spreading.
Oh, of course. But, you know, that's what ALEC does. That business group, they're the most effective going state by state to the different legislators. And what they do, and this is really interesting, is they write the laws for them, literally. And they hand it to the legislator and they go, okay, here's your check for X thousands of dollars, right, that I'm giving to you as a campaign donation. And here's the bill that you're going to introduce in Congress, in your local legislature, okay? And they do. So another thing they did in Georgia was they got people to go work on farms because they scared off the immigrants in Georgia.
Yes.
Then they say, oh, no problem. You were paying the immigrants, illegal immigrants, really low wages? Don't worry, we'll bring in prisoners who you'll pay even less or not at all, right? And you know what that is? That's literally slave labor.
Yeah.
They cannot leave. They are shackled and they get no pay and they're out there picking cotton in Georgia. What do we have? We literally have a return to slavery under the private corporation system that we have now in America. And private corporations aren't the problem. The fact that they buy our politicians so they can get cheap labor or free labor, that's basically slave labor, that's the problem. And by the way, the final irony of all this will be like, well, there is one other public job that we have not yet filled with prisoners. Cops. Eventually, they'll hire the prisoners to be the cops.
That would be interesting.
Okay, you think it's not coming? They'll, as long as they can figure out how to make a buck off of it, you watch and see.